It gives me pleasure to rise and speak on this debate in committee stage. Can I thank the Minister for the hard work she's put on behalf of taxpayers in New Zealand, but not only those who work hard in this country, who pay their taxes so that we can afford to pay benefits to those who are less fortunate, but actually on behalf of the beneficiaries who for far too long believe that they have been trapped in a system that was established that they couldn't get out from under, who generally want to do better for themselves and for their families. I want to thank her for her hard work. Mr. Speaker, Mr. Chairman, the last speaker in this debate said that unemployment had increased in New Zealand because of things that this government had done. Well, actually, what happened in 2008 was a recession hit New Zealand. It hit New Zealand slightly before that. New Zealand went into recession before other countries in the world, but in 2008 a recession hit the whole world. And the majority of countries that one would describe as having a modern economy, their unemployment rates went up, most of them in the world. Now, I know the last government over 9 years did everything they could possible so that the New Zealand economy could no longer be defined or described as a modern economy, but we were left with quite some mess, Mr. Chairman, and this is a start of the direction of helping New Zealanders to help themselves. Before I get into a couple of points that I think it's important to make at this stage in the debate, Mr. Chairman, I want to recognise that Mr. Sewer spoke earlier in this debate. In fact, it was quite a good speech, although I was not convinced he believed everything he said. I think he was probably asked to stand up and rattle out a few things that his research department had given him, because what he said during the debate was actually there are New Zealanders that don't have education, that have not been given chances, that don't have experience, and therefore there are no jobs for them. Well, actually, what that sounded like to me, Mr. Chairman, was the Labour opposition saying that's good enough. Well, it might be good enough for them, but actually this government is about helping New Zealanders, making sure that they have educational opportunities, and in the budget this year more money was put into education. Members opposite don't want to recognise that, don't want to accept it, but the public realise more money was put into education, and this is about helping people to help themselves. Now, the other very important point here, Mr. Chairman, is that this was an election promise that we made in 2007 and 2008 to reform the welfare system. If members opposite don't like that, perhaps they should have worked harder, campaigned harder in 2000 and 2008, or at the very least in government listened more to New Zealanders and listened to what it was they wanted and to their ambitions. This piece of legislation and what we campaigned on focuses on what people can do and not on what they cannot do, Mr. Chairman. Now, I'm proud on this side of the House, as my colleagues are, that we have in New Zealand a system of social welfare that helps people when they need help the most. But we also need a system that encourages and assists people to do better for themselves and for their families, and does not create welfare dependency when it is not necessary. Mrs. Chadwick, I wrote that myself. It's something that I believe in, and if you listen to people around the country, you'll see they're aspirational and they want changes as well. But we need a system that encourages and assists people to do better for themselves.
Sorry to interrupt the honourable member, but the time has come for me to leave the chair. This debate is suspended. I shall resume the chair at 7:30.